All right, the Detroit Lions with a dominating victory over the Jags. And Craig, this spread was 14 points, the largest spread of the season. Lions were favored by 14. Vegas is really smart. They know that Lions are good. And they're like, all right, we're gonna put up 14 points. That's how much we think the Lions are better than the Jags. And it wasn't even, obviously it was triple that.
Not even
It
close.
just goes to show that is so hard to do because Vegas is like, we're gonna really, this is big. This is big. They're really good, and yet the Lions are triple that. What are your thoughts on what you witnessed today?
Yeah, so everybody was asking about the trap game. Is this a trap game? It's no, it's not. But I thought it'd be like a 10, 14-point victory. I did not think it would be a 46-point victory. We've now gone over 50 twice this year, I believe, and over 40 a couple times as well. What my thought when I'm watching this game is I truly, this isn't what NFL football looks like. This is beyond anything that I've seen. This is like Alabama playing Mercer. And this is just nuts to me. I want to like take it easy, but I have so many thoughts right now, Chris. I could talk about Jared Goff, how he had 5 interceptions last game. Well, this game he comes out perfect quarterback rating, over 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. Like, no, I'm still the MVP. What's up? I'm just truly amazed by this team and how Dan Campbell has them ready to play every single week. It's unbelievable.
You're right, because this is not NFL football. This is, you look around the scores around the NFL, and every game is 1 point, 1 point. I mean, you're looking at it right now. Colts 1 by 1, Packers 1 by 1. Rams are leading by 6, but Patriots have the ball driving.
Yes. Pittsburgh is up by 8. Baltimore has the ball driving.
8. Right. These are 8.
Yeah.
One score games. Who can close the game out? And so this is just, I'm with you. This is so not normal. Look how far we've come. It's so hard to do this. Yeah. To do this against air, right? If you were just lining up our full offense, let's run plays a bit. Oh, shoot, he ran the wrong route, or I mean, Goff just overthrew him. Like, against air, this is very difficult to do that well. And that's another NFL defense. And that's the thing. This is not normal. This is not normal.
It's difficult to do this in 7-on-7, right? And you sit here, and our first 7 possessions. Do you know how many were touchdowns?
7.
Yes. And the shortest drive was 53 yards.
Right.
There was a 96-yarder in there, or 97-yarder in there, or 93, whatever it was. There was like an 80-yarder. There's a 70-yard. They're all long, sustained drives. And some of them were like 4 plays, like 2 runs, 2 catches, 90 yards, and a touchdown, right? And like there are plays like there's ones like that. And then there's other ones that are a little more sustained. I understand Jacksonville is garbage. Like, I get that. But at the same time, like, Jacksonville hung until the very end of the game with Green Bay just a week ago? Or not a week ago. I don't know who they're playing. Minnesota. That's what it was. Right? Like, they hung in there. They forced 3 interceptions off Sam Darnold. And it's just like, that's the next best team possibly in the division. And so I'm amazed at how good we actually are. I mean, we're 9-1.
We know we were always that bad team that teams like, all right, sweet, let's get a win. And so we know that. Remember how we always put up, this isn't even the Dan Campbell era. I'm talking about previous to that. You mean maybe those really bad teams with like Johnny Morton, where it's like, man, we would fight you to the bitter end and we would lose, but like, that's a bad team. So my point is, just because you're playing a bad team does not mean that this happens. And it's hard to even believe what our eyes are seeing out there. And I mean, I don't know if you saw like the one play, Penei Sewell, where he pushed Jahmyr Gibbs, or no, he pushed David Montgomery in the pile into the end zone early on. He just throws an incredible block, runs up, and we just look completely different. And my whole point on that, I don't have to explain the play, but it was just like, dude, we are bigger, faster, stronger, more well coached, higher drive, better coaches, better scheme. I mean, top to bottom on this thing. And this is happening now in multiple games where we are we are just check every box. Like if you just had to make a list of all the things, it's like, all right, you need to be good in like these areas. We are better than every team we play in those areas. And it's like, how are we doing this? This is unbelievable.
So I'm really glad you said we're better than every team we play in those areas. So everybody's going to talk about the Lions went 52 points. Their first 7 drives, 7 touchdowns. We put our backups in, field goal, right? And then the next one we kneel it out. So I mean, same thing. We would have scored on that. We didn't punt. We have the best punter in the league. He didn't punt. But how about the fact that another game, 6 points, right? Like I heard a stat that was just nuts to me. And it was, I'm trying to think what they said. This is the 8th week in a row that we've been a top 10 scoring defense in the NFL. So, or something along those lines.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to think about that. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, we gave up 23 to the Texans, 14 to the Packers, 14 to the Titans, 9 to the Cowboys, 13 to the Cardinals. I'm just talking about all these games that like, it's like our defense is legit too.
Dude. And
I understand it's Mac Jones. I get it.
100. Yeah. But
it's an NFL quarterback.
That's, oh my gosh, you're so right. And we gave the Jags their worst loss in franchise history today. And let us know in the comments all the stats that you love. But we put up 636 total yards of offense, which is a franchise record. So
record.
The same franchise of Barry Sanders of like, right. It's like,
well and the next 2 highest yardage outputs were 12 and 13. So it was those Calvin Johnson years, you know, when Calvin probably has 280 yards receiving and he's just throwing it up to him. And Stafford is, it's like, yep, I get that. And I get how that's scored. But like now you sit on this team and it's like, oh, okay, well, here's what we're going to do. Montgomery and Gibbs are both going to go for 70 on the ground. Then St. Brown's going to go for 160 through the air. J-Mo's going to get 120. Gibbs is going to add another 50 yards receiving and it's on one catch. And you're just like, there's so many weapons all over the place. And this is without Laporta. Laporta's not even in the game.
Laporta's out. And I think that was probably the only stressor of watching this game was like, all right, clearly we're going to win. How do we manage injuries? I don't know that you can, right? If you're out there, you just play. But I noticed why I say that is because, I was thinking about Laporta being out. And I'm like, all right, just stay healthy, guys. But you see our guys flying around. We have no like off switch or like,
no,
we don't know any different. And I just, I'm thinking, well, guys, like slow down a little bit out there. It's like, no, there's no, it's unbelievable.
That's how you get hurt though, right? Slowing down.
I guess. Yeah. Anzalone though is hurt. What's up with that? Did you see
so
that?
Here's the deal. I was watching it with Sammy. I saw the way the hit goes and I look at my wife and I'm like, he broke his arm. And when he got up, he looked over, and this could be like, I'm not a, lip reader or anything like that, but he looked right over at a teammate and said, it's broke. So I think he's probably out for the year, which is devastating, but we'll see.
Which
somebody said it's not too significant. So maybe I'm wrong. Like that's what I thought I heard. We can scroll while we're talking about this. We'll scroll Twitter and we'll find it. That's fine.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, subscribe, follow us on Twitter. Sports Talk Detroit.
Love it.